excited, so excited. May there to all of you. Thank you so much for joining me, Bobby Dirkens, on the show, How Clemson Will Stop Joe Burrow. Thank you so much for joining me. If you don't know me, welcome. Don't grope my wife's butt. Don't cuss in front of my youngins. And whatever you do, don't put your nasty old fangled toenails up in my barefoot feet up in my couch. It's annoying. Thank you to all. A bunch of you starting to show up here. May there to all of you. Good to see you. Good to see a bunch of you. We are now roughly 8 days from the big national championship game. Big championship game. Got a bunch of you showing up already. It's a big deal. A lot of people want to know, has Clemson, can Clemson, will they? There's no chance in a very hot place with frost crystals on the walls that Clemson will even think about stopping Joe Burrow. But before I dive in, I'm going to say the may there to a bunch of you who's already got in here. You know, I've had people complain about me. You say may there to everybody. I get sick of it. Well, you know what? I appreciate every person that comes on here. Every person. Because I'm a simple man. I'm a simple man who turned on his camera and went live one day. And y'all keep showing up, and I keep showing out. I have to. Now, I'm going to say may there to a bunch of people. It's going to sound like I'm reading out of a phone book, but let's go for it. Sean D, Will Rick, 6 O'Clock Glock, AAP Tiger, CU Tiger Girl 95, Adam Harrison, ATK Sparrow, Jamie Stone, may there, buddy, Ishbakar, Yellow Fatar, good to see you, Ravenel Cantley, Tiger Nation, my old buddy. Dirty Joe. Good to see you, Dirty Joe. Joey Carroll, ATK Sparrow. Jesse Sullivan, SEC Dog. Bo Weevil. Good to see you, Bo Weevil. Billy Rhodes. Let me see. Desmond Stinson. And Opie Jim. A bunch of people's getting in here. Henry Gunter. I'm so glad y'all are all here. So I'm going to give you my take on how Clemson will stop the one and only Heisman Trophy Joe Burrow. I've told you over and over that I have tons of respect for Joe. I like the story. I like what he has done. I like how he has done it. I mean, it's one thing to be recruited into one of the most well-known universities. He went to Ohio State. He got beat out. And they said, you're not going to do it again. And he says, I'm done. You're not going to start, Joe. He said, I'm done. I'm going to go somewhere it needs me. And he rolled the dice with Ed Orgeron. Now, a lot of people, if you're an LSU fan, you're sitting here going, rolled the dice? What do you mean? What about this year? We're talking about then, idiot. That's just like in Dabo Swinney's year. He went for second full season. He went 6-7. I was calling for his head. It's easy to look back and say, well, I felt like, oh, shut up. Most of us didn't. And Ed Orgeron was bringing in this young, and there was no reason for him to believe in Ed Orgeron because the last time he was a head coach, give it, like it or not, was at Ole Miss. But Ole Miss is a piss bucket anyway. But it wasn't like Ed Orgeron in his, 50s. Was like some spring chicken, some juggernaut like that guy up there at Minnesota, you know? Or a Lincoln Riley. This guy had been around the block. Maybe just a good positions coach or a good coordinator, but he was not a head coach. So Joe Burrow rolled the dice on him. I like the story of Joe Burrow. I like the story. Listen to me. I like the story of Ed Orgeron. So don't take that away from me. Some of you acting like I'm saying I don't like them. I do like them. In fact, this game to me is one of the most troubling games we've ever had. One of them. One of a handful. So let me dive into this. First of all, a player like Joe Burrow is going to get his plays. You say, why, Bobby? Well, the reason is when you have a player who is ridiculously talented, they're going to get theirs. Unless you're Chase Young, we shut him down. But he's going to get their plays. Last week, when we played against Justin Fields, he threw the ball downfield it was covered as good as you're going to get him. The next move by the defender was pass interference. There was no better coverage you could have had in the world. Ole jumps up, flies through the air, makes an impossible catch, comes down with it. All right. Good players are going to get theirs. So I did not say that Joe Burrow is going to come in here and throw for 50 yards. He's going to be sacked for minus 40. He's going to throw 14 interceptions, and we're going to hurt him. That's not what I said. But how do we stop him from beating us? I'm going to give you 3 keys to the game. Whether you like them or not, this is what I believe. So I look back at the closest game of the year that LSU had, of course, was with Auburn. I went back, looked at the highlights, looked at the stats. LSU still had incredible stats. But remember what I always say, even though stats do matter, because the majority of the time, if you're marching the ball up and down the field, most likely you're winning. And if your defense is keeping the other team from marching up and down the field, most likely you're winning. Stats can tell a lot about a game. But remember, at the end of the day, just ask Ohio State last week, stats are not points. You still have to convert. So though when they played Auburn, they had their problems. Now granted, that was early to mid-October. A lot of things has happened. A lot of things has happened since then, and they've hit their stride. We understand stride, but what am I saying here? I'm going to start off with number 1. I say number 1, this is not the number 1 way, but I'll just start off with the 3 ways. But here's number 1, starting off with number 1. Number 1 way that we're going to, the first way, we'll say that, not number 1. First way that we will be able to stop him, first of all, is to trust our defensive line to get pressure on him. Duh, Bobby. Duh. Yeah. Our defensive line was heralded as one of the greatest ever last year. We lose all 4, and then this is what the media did. The media stepped back and went, their team has went to hockey sticks. I'm telling you, it's bad. It's bad. Clemson's lost their entire team. Actually, wrong, media. Imagine the media getting something wrong. We lost those 4. We did lose a few more players, but we returned the majority of our team on the offense and defense, and the majority of our coaching staff, save one guy who was a linebackers coach who ended up at coaching for Boise State. Okay? So the majority of the team who went in there and beat the greatest team ever, and then everybody denied it afterward. Well, they wasn't the greatest team. Coming in that national championship, everybody was saying this is the best team that Alabama's ever had, and maybe the greatest team ever. And we beat them. I don't expect that with LSU, that we're going to win by 28 points. I'm not doing that. All right? I am not doing that. But there's a lot of people that believes Clemson does not have the talent up front to go and dominate. You're wrong. All these games that Clemson's played that's been like cupcakes for the past 2 or 3 years has been spent with them rotating the second, third, and even fourth string guys in to play valuable minutes. So when they walked out on the field this year, yeah, the whole shebang was in their hands, but listen to me, hear me, get the wax out of your ears. They walked out there, they had the experience. So that's the first way we're going to stop him. There's a lot more pressure coming off that defensive line than what you think. Very physical, very crazy. Here's a second way that we're going to stop Joe Burrow. One man, a guy named Isaiah Simmons. You know, he's just a Butkus Award winner. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. He's nobody. He's only a guy who can play about every position on the field. He's like the second fastest guy on Clemson's football team with freak athleticism. It's no biggie. You say, well, Bobby, how is he going to control Joe Burrow? He alone is not going to control Joe Burrow. But let's go back to last week. While everybody's still talking about the fumble with OSU, nobody wants to talk about how we took a linebacker and dropped him to safety. And he was sitting there just waiting in the back. Comes all the way, reads Fields' eyes. Comes all the way across the field, 30 yards. Picks off the first interception that Justin Fields has thrown since October. All right? I'm just telling you, he is very dangerous. I don't see him blitzing that much. I see him maybe faking like he's blitzing, then drop back. He might go a couple of times, but the majority of the time you're going to see Isaiah Simmons really disrupting things and creating problems for Burrow. Because here's the deal. Burrow has not played the Butkus Award winner yet. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. Number 3 in my final way that we are going to really give, and I could sit here and talk about secondary. A lot of people's going to talk about secondary every day. Secondary is going to be, I believe they're going to be ready. And as I said, Chase is going to get his. This is not going to be some blowout like last year on either side. And so I'm going to go ahead and stop some of you LSU fans that goes, we're going to beat the orange off you boys. Do y'all realize? Okay, let me see. When was the last college football playoff you were in? Oh, this one. When was the last time you played in a national championship? 2007. All right, look, I respect y'all. I like you, coach. I like your quarterback. I respect your team. Y'all are running your mouth way too flippin' much. Way too flippin' much for a team who has just got here. And I got a bunch of you going, that doesn't matter. Telling you when those lights are shining bright, when you got the media bearing down on you, when you got, it's not just an SEC game you could lose. It matters. Somebody said 2011. That's right. Well, that's when y'all lost 21-0 to Alabama in the national championship. You're right. I'm wrong. I meant to say, when was the last time y'all won the national championship? But thank you so much. Y'all caught me lying, but I wouldn't have brought up 2011, especially if I lost 21-0. I'd have forgot that one. I wouldn't have corrected me. But the next way and the last way I believe we're going to stop y'all, while y'all are all praising Joe, and he is the man. He's worthy to be praised. Some of you church folk will get that. You'll start laughing. You got to remember your defense has got to stop us. Yeah. You got to stop us. I'm just telling you. You got to stop our offense. So Joe could put up 40 points, but if we put up 41, guess who wins the national championship? We do. So while I respect him, the last one might be the most important. Joe doesn't play on the defensive side. He plays on the offense. I'm going to go through here. Somebody said they stopped OU's offense. Yeah, OU's quarterback, we have a little better passer than him. I don't know if you've noticed that or not, but you'll find out next week. You'll find out next week. I'm going to go through some people who've been kind enough to give me some super chats, and I just want to stop and recognize them. Thank you so much. There's 76 of you in here, only 29 thumbs up. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up, everybody. Got a bunch of LSU fans in here. Hey, listen, LSU fans, you're talking trash to me. Most of you doing a good job. You should believe in your team. You should trash talk me. That's part of the fun of it. There's a few of you who's lost your darn mind. You think you're going to win by 60 points. Hell will freeze before you win by 60 points. So let's go in here. I know somebody, to be funny, is going to put up 59. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back up here to my super chats, and I'm getting out of here. All right. AAP Tiger. AAP Tiger. He gave me $2.99. He said, not for beer fun, champagne fun for Monday. I like that, buddy. May that to you. I like that idea. By the way, the 13th is my sister's birthday. I'm very proud of her, very happy. She's my younger sister. She went off and she's done great things. But I'm still killing cats for the county. But thank y'all so much for, thank you so much, AAP Tiger, for reaching out there. AAP Tiger giving me $3 towards my fund. I sure do appreciate it, and I will drink that champagne in remembrance of you. I'll be doing a big show. Either way, even if I have to eat crow, which I'm telling you, LSU's a great football team. I hadn't said LSU can't beat us. I said this game is definitely a toss-up. I just believe in my team. I believe they'll win it. It'll be a great game. Hey, we'll finally get a good national championship, y'all. Brad Franklin, $1.99, $2. Brad, thank you so much for reaching deep into your pockets. You took $2 and you dropped a deuce on me. There's a lot of people who would probably like to drop more deuces on me. But anyway, thank you so much, buddy. I thank you so much for giving me that super chat. And you know, I had somebody complain about this. You just call out too many. If people support you, you recognize them. That's why the world is in the mess it's in. People goes out, works their butts off, and blood, sweat, and tears. Nobody recognizes them. And if they do, it's a half rear end patted on the back. Ain't that way. Ain't that way. Thank you so much, Brad. I appreciate that, buddy. You're a good friend of Bobby Dirkens. LSU Scooter. LSU coming in here giving $5. Go sit around campfires and tell stories about Joe Burrow. LSU 45, Clemson 41. Didn't you guys struggle with North Carolina? North Carolina, about 5 exclamation marks. You know what, LSU Scooter? You're right. You're 100% right. We struggled with a team that had to win their bowl game to be over 500. You're right. 100% right. That's fine. That's been many weeks ago. I'm fixed a lot since then. But you are right. Thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate the trash talk. That's good. You are right. You nailed it. You nailed the nail into the wall. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, buddy. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate you. And you're always welcome here, LSU Scooter. It's good to see you. Got Melissa Mayan here and Jenny Haggerty. She's talking trash to me. I like it. Catherine Pope. Catherine Pope said, let me tell you right now, Clemson all in. She pulled out a crisp $20 bill. She laid it right there on the table. $20 donation from Catherine. Catherine. Lord, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm about to cry. I'll tell you this. Catherine, would you answer this question? Have you ever heard one of my songs? It's on iTunes. Have you ever heard of any of my songs, Catherine? Catherine, if you ain't, I don't know even if you're still on here. You never have. I wrote this song a year ago, put it on iTunes. You can find it on iTunes and Amazon. I wrote it for our Gamecock foe. And, you know, chickens, people don't know this, chicken will actually eat its own feces. It'll eat its own dookie. So I'll just sing you a chorus of a song I wrote. It's on iTunes. You can find it. I think it's still up there. Go ahead and pick your dookie, chicken. I'm just going to sing a chorus for you. And this is what I wrote about the Gamecocks. You being a big Clemson fan, you'll love it. Here we go. Go ahead and pick your dookie, chicken. Go do what you do best. Go ahead and pick your dookie, chicken, and the Tigers will do the rest. Let's sing a chorus, or let's sing a verse. Take a fish out of water and try to make it drive a car. Even if you're drunk, you know it won't get too far. Just like those chickens from Columbia in the armpit of the state, running their mouth, pissing people off, claiming they something they ain't. So go ahead and pick your dookie, chicken. Go do what you do best. Go ahead and pick your dookie, chickens, and the Tigers will do the rest. We're gonna end it. Go ahead and pick your dookie, chicken. Go do what you do best. Go ahead and pick your dookie, chicken, and the Tigers will do the rest. The rest. The rest. The rest, rest, rest. Oh yeah! Thank you, Catherine. Hope that song right there helps you. I have been told by psychiatric facilities that there have been people near suicide. I mean, they actually stopped them from ending it all. They played that song for them, put a pep in their step. Even a few people have received their master's degrees. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I got one more, and then I got a few questions, and I'm going to answer it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Chase Henderson, adding to the Send Bobby to the Championship Fund, or whatever the crap you want to, but with it. Thank you so much, Chase. Thank you, Chase. Chase is a big supporter of the show, always showing up, opening up his wallet and saying, Here, Bobby. Go put that in the fund, whatever you're going to name it this time. It could be help children with hair lip syndrome. You know, something like that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Chase. You're a good friend, good supporter. Everybody has been good. Female Finesser just showed up here. I've never seen you, my friend. May there to you, my friend. Chase Henderson said, or blow darts. Yeah, I almost had to use one of them earlier today. We were out in public. All right, Q&A session. I'm getting off of here. Getting off of here. 95 people in here, 44 thumbs up. Come on, y'all. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that. Make sure you turn on that notification. It'll notify you, believe it or not, and let you know when good old Bobby's on. May there to Jack Cargo. Okay. There was a question I saw that I wanted to, let me see. Jamie says, Jamie's been encouraging there. Melissa May says, this guy kills me. Well, I ain't trying to kill you. Make you laugh like I'm tickling your feet, maybe. Ashley Gillum says our running back's going to be a matchup problem in the pass game. Ashley, are you talking about Clemson's running back, or are you talking about LSU? Pretty sure you're a Clemson fan. I can't remember. Forgive me. Every now and again, old Bobby's mind gets a swimmy head. Chop says, as far as I can see, LSU has no defense. Now, I will tell you this. They locked down on Oklahoma. Here's the difference with Oklahoma and Clemson. Clemson has better receivers. Clemson has a wide receiver, or has a running back with wide receiver hands that once he gets the ball, he creates a lot of problems. And our quarterback is just a little more accurate than Jalen Hurts. Ashley said LSU. If Hilaire is doing well, Hilaire, I have a lot of respect for him. I just like his story too. I mean, he stuck it out. He could have got upset and said, I'm transferring somewhere who will start me quicker. He didn't. He stuck through, and he's done a great job. Tiger Too Deep said, may there to you. Yeah, may there to you. There's one question I saw in here. Okay, Jamie Stone said, do you listen to the four-letter network's jibber-jabber about the game prediction, or do you analyze it yourself? Great question. Now, first of all, I want to be very careful that I say that just everything does, and we know the four-letter network he's referring to, that everything that they do is wrong. Everything that they do is not wrong. It is not wrong. They mess up so much with certain things, and certain people on there who has a very loud voice and very popular says things that are wrong. And then they're forced in a time like this to actually have to recognize that Clemson has the talent. Okay? That Clemson has the talent. So I'm not going to just say that everything they do is wrong. But I am going to say this. No, I do not really pay attention to them whatever. I have went against them. Sometimes I've been right. Sometimes I've been wrong. The majority of times I've been right. Like I said, Clemson was going to go undefeated. I said Clemson early on in the season had a lot to clean up. That's just, I mean, you don't have to be a football Einstein for that. Clemson was overthinking things. Some of the players were trying to replicate the success of last year. But other than that, I watch some stuff here and there, but old Bobby thinks for himself. I think for myself, so that's a good question. A-React says, what's up, Bobby? May there from Los Angeles. Hey! May there to you out on the West Coast. You out there? Have you seen Blake Lively out there? Miss Lively's quite attractive woman. Don't tell my wife I said that. She'll punch me in the penis. I got some people in here. I got Larisha in here. Hey, Larisha. Good to see you, May there, woman. She's good people. I like her. Jenny Haggerty said Mark Rogers is good enough. I shot a video with Mark Rogers yesterday. It will either be up today or sometime tomorrow. But he called me. He said, hey, you won't come on the show? You just, if you can, come on. I'd like to have you. And I'm telling you right now, I like him. He's just good people. You know, Mark's a big Ohio State fan, but we had a good time. We talked about the game yesterday. Y'all go check that out. If you don't know him, go subscribe to him. Not because I said so, because Simon says go subscribe to him. Smallville's in here. Hey, Smallville! Good to see you. It's one of the smartest people I've ever met in my entire flipping life. Okay, here we go. Brad Franklin opens up another $2. Says it's from Darlene. Well, hey, Darlene. Darlene, what you doing? Darlene, what you cooking me? Darlene, how's your right hook? $2 from Darlene. Thank you, Darlene. I sure do appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm glad y'all are in here. You supporting the show. Female Finesser. I'm telling you, that is a crazy game. I'm telling you, crazy name. I like it. It said beer in March on me. Female Finesser, thank you so much for your $3 donation to the Bobby Dirkens Drinks Beer in March Fund. Drinks Beer in March Fund. Yesterday I called it the Bobby Dirkens Foundation. Sound like I was feeding hungry children. I am. My own. And I appreciate your help. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. I'm about to go here. Eric Odom says, let's not stop in Burrow. Pretty sure it's impossible. I said that about Tua, too. Justin Jefferson, receiver from LSU, said, we will play our best game on January 13th, and we will shock the world. Let me tell you right now, Justin Jefferson is a very talented young man. Very, very talented young man. He should believe. He should go out there and play like they're going to shock the world. That's how Clemson is where they're at now. Okay? So that's a good statement from him. He just has to remember he's playing against a team who, for a 5th consecutive year, that's half a decade, is playing in the college football championship. And for the 3rd time in 5 years, they're going for the national championship. All right? I'm telling you, I'm telling you, being there and doing that, it's a big deal. Coaches who are preparing for the game, a lot of people overlook that. The coaching staff who is there has been there for a very, very long time. It's going to be a big deal. Somebody asked me what I think about Deptula. I don't know Deptula, but I know of him. I've heard his show. You know, there's things I agree on. There's stuff that I disagree with him on. But I think overall, I don't really have anything too much to say about him. I do know what happened between him and Pigskin Pete, and I will tell you right now, I've never banned anybody from my show for disagreeing with me. So I'm not talking smack about Walt. I am just saying that if you ban somebody on your Twitter page because they disagree with you, and you're in the public eye, unless they're getting on here saying stuff that only a Nazi would say, or threatening to kill babies, or punching old women in, I almost said the penis, but if they're an old woman, they don't have a penis. You can't ban people, and that's just it in a nutshell. A lot of people said a lot of nasty things to me, but I'm just telling you, I've never done that. But anyway, well, listen, everybody, thank you so much for joining me. Tiger Too Deep said this. A couple of people have said this. I'll say this just real quick, and then I swear to you, I'm getting off of here. You're concerned about LSU's tight ends, Randy Moss's son. That was a big deal, big game against LSU, and the guy's very talented. He comes from a great pedigree. But I will tell you this, that they are not going to overlook this. They're not going to overlook Randy Moss's kid. Brent Venables has had to prepare for so many of these playoff games. It's a big, it's a big deal. He's used to it. He is used to it. He's not going to go, oh, I remembered everybody else but a Hall of Famer's football. A Hall of Famer's son. I'm sorry, long day. He's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. So I've had a request for Ed Orgeron. Let's do an Ed song. Trying to think of a good one. I'll just say this, that song is real big. Billie Eilish, Here we go. I'm the bad guy. No. There we go. There we go. It's good to see. It's good to see. Thank you so much for joining us. Hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, pass it around. There's 96 people in here, 60 thumbs up. Thanks, everybody, for the super chats right now. You take care of yourself. I'm Bobby Dirkens. You keep showing up. I'll keep showing out. Bobby Dirkens.